Welcome everyone to the Mediator. This is the Mediator, your program, our program, Women Empowerment and Legal Aid program. A program where you can come and report issues of violation of your human rights, and we're here to redress your rights for you. Our objective usually on the program is to broker peace between parties and people go back home as friends. Once again, my name is Fumi Falana, the Mediator.
My name is Mr. JJ. I just came to report my co-tenant that have been disturbing me to the Mediator. She has been disturbing me because her husband is a police officer, and she is using that, because of that position, she is using it to molest my life. She lives upstairs while I live downstairs. She pound yam, make noise, all sorts of noise, use the meter, prepaid. We used the prepaid meter together, and she used all sorts of electronics that always consume a whole lot of light. And when I went to complain to her, she started getting angry and fighting me. So for this reason, I decided I couldn't take it again. I had to come to the Mediator to report her for what she has been doing against me.
My co-tenant bring me to Mediator about I'm using prepay and I'm pounding yam for the upstairs. He bring me to settle the case.
Welcome back to the show. This is the Mediator. Today we have in our midst a tenant, Mr. JJ, who has come to report his co-tenant for violation of his rights in the same house where they cohabit. Yes, Mr. JJ is here, and like we always do on this program, we will always invite the other party. So we have decided to invite Mrs. Philomena so that we can give her the benefit of being heard. Today, the two of them are here, and we're ready to listen to their story. Mr. JJ, can we listen to your story again?
Thank you, madam. I'm Mr. JJ. I work as a security officer. So what happened is that I've been living in this house for more than 5 years before the arrival of my co-tenant. So the issue I brought here today is about the noise they are making, because she has children. Because she is a police officer's wife, she always disturbs the environment with noise with her children. Sometimes when they are branding yam, you'll be hearing. And I told the landlord.
For how long have you been? That's okay. For how long have you been living in this house?
More than 5 years, man.
When did they pack into the house?
They packed in not 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yes.
Okay. Now the house, is it a story building or a bungalow?
It's a story building. She's living upstairs while I'm living downstairs, and
yes.
That is why the noise has been too much. And as a gentleman, I went madam, look at what you are. You yourself, put yourself in my shoe. Can you accept this thing you are doing?
So what did
the
she
noise
say?
and the she told me that, okay, where do I want her to be pounding her yam? Where do I want her to be doing pounded yam? Where do I want her to be cooking? She should be cooking downstairs. I said, but you can bring it downstairs. And I went and reported to the landlord. And the landlord said that she should bring this thing to the mortar and to downstairs and she refused.
Does the landlord live in the same house with you? No.
She lived in the other, not the same house. It's the other apartment. It's very close to each other. So the landlord also had come to complain, but because of her position and her husband is a police officer, that's how she. And also, the prepaid meter that we are using, they are using cooker, they are using freezer, they are using fridge, they have toaster, and all those things are consuming light.
Are you both using the same meter?
We are using the same meter, prepaid.
How
And when
many
I say
tenants? How many tenants do you have in the house?
it's two of us that are there. Oh, she lives upstairs, I live
And
downstairs.
so the two of you use the same meter?
We use the same meter.
And share your bills?
Yeah, and we share our bills. There was a time I dressed up going to work. One of the son poured water on me. From upstairs. I was like, what is all this? Huh? And several times
have you reported to the landlord?
I reported to the landlord. The landlord cautioned her. But she still continues. She persists that as if what she is doing is her right.
Okay.
That's why I brought the matter here that, please, ma, help me look into this matter. Because they don't allow me to sleep. They don't allow me to rest. The noise everywhere, the music is another thing entirely. They will just be making bang, 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 bang. I was like, madam, what is it now? Let me rest for a while. Let me rest. You want me to kill me? Huh? I came into this house before you.
Okay.
And whenever I enter my talk, she will rise up as if she wants to fight me. If not that her husband is a police officer, I know what I should have done to this woman.
No, you can't take laws into your hand.
It's not fair now.
You cannot. You have done the right thing by coming to report here. You must not take the law into your hands.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Madam Philomena, you have listened to your co-tenant who came to report you. Can we listen to your own side of the story?
Good afternoon, ma.
Yes.
See, this my tenant is disturbing me. This my
your
this
co-tenant.
my name co-tenant is disturbing me. One day I'm sleeping, I'm tired. I'm sleeping, you come and knock my door. Say, madam, your children are disturbing me. Me, I'm partying yam. Every day on Sunday, I'm playing music. For what?
Yes,
I don't live for the house.
Is it true that you pound the yam?
Yes, I pound yam. Because I am a Ekiti woman, I pound yam.
Your husband is Ekiti. Yeah,
yes,
but
yes, ma.
If you pound the yam upstairs,
yes, ma.
And you are not afraid that the decking can give way.
Once in a while, on Sunday, we're supposed to pound our yam because it's our culture.
Yes, it is your culture. I know Ekiti people like pounded yam, but don't you think it is not good enough to pound yam up? So you don't think it can affect the decking of the house?
That deck is very strong. It's very strong. He's too complain. He said my children is running up and as he there, you don't get children, no. You know, you don't marry, just they carry different girls. And I get boys for house. He's smoking.
Is that what gives you the right to be disturbing me? What do you mean I don't have children? Are you telling me
you
this?
carry leper,
you
carry
rubber,
you carry fair, you carry black person. And my children are boys, they are looking at him. Every day that you carry girls, come house.
That's okay, but don't you think you deserve the right to have peace in the house? Why the noise all the time?
If say mama no allow pikin to rest, him no go rest. So the man no go rest because you see that he is doing. He cannot rest.
Madam, look at.
Is it because
he's smoking? Do I report one day? He's smoking. I dey upstairs. I hear him. He's smoking.
How do you? Because you are upstairs.
No, I don't smoke Igbo. What do you mean I'm smoking Igbo?
He's smoking Igbo. He's smoking Igbo.
Madam,
but I no report.
I
no report him to anybody.
How will cigar from downstairs go upstairs?
That's okay. That's okay. He smokes cigar, whatever.
Igbo, not cigar.
It's not Igbo. I smoke in cigar, not Igbo.
I hear the smell. If I tell my husband, you arrest him. But me, I like peace.
But he stays downstairs. How come you?
If you do anything for inside, I had the hearing for upstairs.
The madam, about the meter. It said you share bills and you say all sorts of electronics.
We are paying money.
She doesn't pay always.
We are paying. My husband is dropping money for him every time.
She doesn't pay always.
Everything. I can use my hot plate. I can use my iron to iron my children's clothes.
You know when you use all those things, you accumulate so much bills that.
That one not be my concern. My husband is paying. That one not be my concern.
It's not like that, mommy.
Mommy, as they tell me, you cannot tell to my husband, no. Now let me, if you know me, now let me every day. Now
your husband doesn't always stay at home.
Even
Because
my husband,
you always
fear
go,
my husband,
then
you cannot
after
talk
3
to
days
my
of body.
husband.
And
Now
what
let me dey talk to
what
you.
of the one you are pouring water from upstairs to
Now
my
me pour
head?
water on my children.
Hey,
As
no,
you tell me that day,
is
as
it
you
not you
tell
that
me,
send them?
I tell my
Is it not you
children,
that
make
send
they
them?
no pour water
Is
for
it
your
not you
body
that
again.
send them?
They
When
are
I came to
fearing
meet you,
you.
why
They
are you
are
not
fearing
teach?
you,
And the children
my
went through, they were support,
May
they were like all
children
together,
fear
they
you.
were
That's why
going to
they
beat
pour
me.
water for your body.
If not that your
If they
brother,
see and
your
they think
husband is
that
a police
Ojuju,
officer, you know what you
they
have
will
to
think
do for
say that
that?
Ojuju,
Eh?
but they waka
What do you
anyhow,
mean?
come back for work early in the morning. My children will run.
What's
come
your
inside.
business?
If they carry
I-
anything for
sometimes-
her, if they see, they go throw it and come out and go inside.
Why they no
Madam,
go run
don't you
inside?
know
When they know
that
the bad, I've done
the
bad.
way you paid your rent, that's the same way he paid
He
so
don't know the
the right
value.
to enjoy peace.
He don't know the value. He don't get wife. He don't marry.
What do
Now
you mean?
girls that they
I
carry come
have
house.
why I'm about to marry you.
Yeah, I wish.
I'm about to marry you.
But
I have plans
tomorrow
to.
you go bring Orobo. Next tomorrow
How do
na
you know? Are
leper.
you counting
And
them?
they counting them.
No, how do you know? It's not true. You are lying.
Because I don't want
You
to
are
make you spoil my
liar.
children.
You are
I don't
liar.
want to make you spoil my children. You are bringing different kind of gear for house.
Okay, pack and go now.
Which kind
Why
of now you go leave the
now you go
compound.
leave.
You don't
Now
take
you
for
go
that
meet me
compound. Now
there.
you
Now
go
you go
leave.
leave. Now
You
you go
don't
leave.
take
Now
for
you
that
go
compound.
leave.
You go
What do
leave.
you mean?
How many years you don't come? You don't enjoy
Then they
the
will pour
compound.
water for my head.
Landlord
They will do
cannot
everything.
tell me.
And
Landlord
this woman
cannot
cannot
tell me.
even
Only this man dey
She
disturb
say
me.
she can even talk well for me and say,
I go
no
talk
vex.
well
The next
for
thing
you.
is she will just be saying
I
that
go
it's
tell
her right.
I'm sleepy. This
Please,
man
ma, is it her right
come knock
for
my
her
door.
to be
Say
pounding
me,
yam
I dey
upstairs?
pound yam.
Is
I
it
dey
her
pound
right
yam.
to be pounding yam on
That's
your
okay.
doorstep?
No go pound.
Why go pound
I
yam?
beg
That's
you,
okay.
man.
That's okay. That's okay.
Uh-uh.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. Remember, this is the Mediator. We have listened to Mr. JJ and Mrs. Philomena, the co-tenants, and I'm sure we have enjoyed their stories. Before I give my verdict, does anybody want to intervene at this junction? Yes, you tell us your name and you let us hear your contribution.
My name is Miriam. And by the way, I would like to tell the madam that if she loves eating pounded yam, it is the rule and regulation of the landlady to set all our rule and regulation. E.g., for her to give anybody rent, she will set it that if you want to pound or do anything, you don't have to disturb others because they all pay as you pay. They have the right to do whatever they like. And it is not fair for you to disturb others because you want to enjoy yourself or do another thing. And as for, because of the NEPA bill, we are all paying together. You don't have the right to use more electricity since it is abandoned that this NEPA bill, nowadays NEPA bill, it increased. Like the meters, we have a lot of things like iron. We are not allowed to use iron, electronic, anything electric. We are not allowed to use it so that we maintain it and diffuse. You are using it while your partner is not using it. It is not fair for me.
Thank you. Thank you. Have you listened to the contributor? But I want to ask you now, when you were packing into the house, did the woman, the landlady, was it landlady or a landlord?
Both of them.
Yes. Were you given any rule and regulation?
They don't give me
That you
anything.
should not pound yam or you should pound yam?
They don't give me. They don't give me.
Okay. Thank you. Who again has any contribution there? Yes. You tell us your name.
My name is Blessing Ojeyemi. I am in support of Mr. JJ. According to maintain the prepaid meter nowadays is not an easy task because of the money involved with the maintenance of the prepaid meter. Because the other co-tenant, she's consuming more light than Mr. JJ. But I think that is unfair for Mr. JJ because it is a bad habit. And concerning that Mr. JJ doesn't have children or something, that is just maybe inferiority, or maybe he smokes, he does that. that doesn't mean that she shouldn't be judging Mr. Jeje. It is on Mr. Jeje's health. So I think the behavior of the woman to Mr. Jeje, it is a very bad habit.
Thank you very much. Yes, that Mr. Jeje, you've listened to the intervention of the last
happy.
speaker.
You are
Do we
happy.
still have any other person there? Yes, tell us your name.
Good afternoon, Ma. My name is Tolulope. Seeing from the statements and actions of the parties, I feel they don't share love. Love in the sense that the Bible says we should love one another as ourselves. If Mr. Jeje loves Mrs. Philomena as his neighbor, he will be able to relay his complaints to her in a peaceful manner and not in an aggressive manner that will create any form of misunderstanding between the parties. And if Mrs. Philomena loves his neighbor, loves her neighbor as herself, she will be considerate of her actions in terms of pounding yam in her house, not considering the person that is staying on the ground floor, or allowing her children to run around, thereby constituting nuisance to her neighbor. If she has that love, taking into consideration the peace and health of our neighbor, she will make sure that all those things, she put a stop to them. When he made a complaint or complaints against her, she would have found a way to put a stop to it. So I feel the parties need to love one another, accept their faults, and find a way to live in a peaceful harmony that will be, that each party will be able to enjoy, we have peaceful enjoyment of the property.
Thank you very much. Do we still have any other person? Thank you very much. And I'm sure what we would have gained one of two lessons from the story of Mr. Jeje. Mr. Jeje, a tenant, and Mrs. Philomena, a tenant in the same house. Mrs. Philomena loves pounded yam, pounds yam very regularly, and she lives upstairs. She disturbs the neighbor with the sound of her mortar and pestle. The children pour water to disturb the neighbor downstairs. According to Mrs. Philomena, the neighbor smokes. Although she lives downstairs, he lives downstairs and she lives upstairs, but she still perceives the smoke and the odor of the cigarette. I will be right back for my verdict. This is the mediator. Now my decision. Mrs. Philomena,
Yes, ma'am.
under the law, when you are a tenant in a house, you are under the law to protect and to also allow your co-tenant a peaceful enjoyment of his apartment. Because like you paid for your own tenancy, he also paid. And so he is entitled to a peaceful enjoyment of that apartment of his own without inhibition from you. As a matter of fact, there is a law called the law of nuisance. If anything inconveniences him from your own apartment, he can sue you to court. Or if he's a neighbor, another house that is adjacent to your house, for example, if your tap or your water from your house runs into the compound of the other party and floods the compound of the other party has the right of a day in court against you. The underlying principle is that you owe a duty to your neighbor to allow him to enjoy his own premises while you enjoy your own premises. Just like you want to enjoy your own apartment, you owe him a duty to allow him to enjoy his own apartment. Haven't paid for rent. And that is why I want to give my advice. Number one, pounding here upstairs is not only injurious to the health of any other person, but to the house itself. The foundation of the house and the decking of the house is at risk. As you pound them, I know the way people pound them, especially the Jeshas and the Ekittis. Buam, buam. This, of course, will injure and weaken the decking of the house. I am surprised that your landlord has not acted. Perhaps he doesn't know what is happening. Because no landlord will allow a tenant to pound jam regularly upstairs. Now, is there no space behind the house in your backyard, downstairs, where you can pound this pounded jam?
Mommy, I get big kitchen.
It's because her husband is a policeman.
I get big kitchen.
Because of her
I can do
husband is a
anything inside my
policeman.
kitchen.
That's okay.
I
So,
can
Her
do
husband is
anything
a
inside my
policeman.
kitchen.
Anything
No
you like can
place.
do.
I'll carry food because
That's why I bring you
man.
here.
that's okay.
I'll call the park for downstairs.
Because
maybe
your
man call
husband
the
is a policeman.
That's okay.
Hey,
You will have to move your mortar and pestle to the backyard.
where is this to smoke?
Yes, I'm coming there. You will have to move your mortar and pestle to the backyard so as to save the decking of the house. Otherwise, you go and buy electric panda. There is pounding machine now.
Yes, ma'am.
That you don't have to use.
You complain. You say he's chopping the prepaid.
Again,
You
yes, I
complain.
go there now. I go there on the prepaid. I am still surprised that the landlord, you have taken this matter to the landlord and he didn't do anything. I think the best thing is to give each of you different meter.
Thank you, ma.
I am therefore going to invite your landlord to come before the mediator. And we have to call the landlord to come and appear before us. We give him a special, anytime he can come before the end of the month, but we give him the last Monday of the month. Let him come so that we can advise him on how to deal with these issues, because a lot also depend on him. He needs to apply for 2 meters for you so that you will separate your bills and you can do whatever you like on your meter and you pay as much as you can afford to pay. Then again, I want to beg you, Mr. JJ, if you must smoke, remember smoking is injurious to your health. It is your personal life though, but I want to advise you that it is injurious to your health. But the bottom line, Mrs. Philomena, is that you must allow him to enjoy these premises he has paid for. You owe him that duty to give him that peace. And so you must not do anything that will take away his own right. Just like you have the right to that house, he also has the right to his house. As a matter of fact, if you go to court, if he sues you to court, he can claim damages against you. So, but like I said, our objective on this program is to broker peace. I still believe you two can live together as a family peacefully. Why don't you see how you can talk to your children so that your children can always remember that somebody is downstairs and they will not just pour water anyhow. Then again, take your mortar and pestle to the backyard. And when you need to pound yam, go downstairs and pound yam and come back to your kitchen. It saves you the risk of breaking down the decking as well as peace in the compound. Remember, only 2 of you are in that compound, and there is no reason why the 2 of you should not live together in peace. And even if your husband is a police officer, it does not take you above the law. Nobody is above the law of this land. And so you must live within your rights, and she must live within her rights. But above all, why I need the landlord to appear before me the next month is to give him the advice to share your meter, to separate your meters for you so that you can separate your bills. It is very important because there's no way you can monitor what she uses in her apartment, and there's no way she can monitor what you use in your own apartment. So the best way is to have 2 separate meters, and I think only the landlord should be able to do that.
Better.
And you can now pay your bills on your own. Okay. And that will, I think, bring everything under control.
Thank you, ma'am.
Is there any other thing you still want to hear from me?
Mommy.
Yes?
Tell him to marry. Tell this man to marry. Because those women that is carrying them come out, my children are boys. All
want
my
to-
children are boys.
I have only
On
two
that
girls,
issue.
two women. I'm trying to
women.
marry one.
Two
What
men.
do you mean?
go bring
I want
Orobo.
to-
You bring Lepa come out.
Yes.
Mommy, too.
My children
they
are
not
looking
sleeping,
at
no. That one I did not mention.
Yes.
They will use it sometimes.
I dey for my office. I'll come
we
sleep
even
downstairs.
put on the ground.
I will not come downstairs to sleep for you.
That's
But they are
okay.
pooping on the ground for time.
Which can
That's
they don't
okay.
get
That
toilet.
last
My
one.
children get toilet.
That's okay. That's okay. That's okay.
It's your girlfriend.
That's okay. The fact that he's not married is not your business.
Thank you, man.
It's his private
I'm trying
life.
to do that.
And that should not be your problem. It's his private life. And so you should not go into his own privacy. And under the law, he has the right to privacy. And so please do not go there. And to our audience, I'm sure you have been enjoying it, the story of Mr. JJ and Madam Philomena, and you must have learned 1 or 2 lessons. Yes, of course, you may know 1 or 2 people that may be passing through these issues. Now you know the points of law and you know the position of law on this matter. Remember, this is the Mediator. It's a human rights program by Women Empowerment and Legal Aid. Is your right being denied you? Your right is being violated or is likely to be violated? Please feel free to approach us and we will redress your right for you. Our office is at number 25 Adekunle Fajoyewe, GRA Ikeja. Again, you can meet us at number 20 Anu Oluwapo Street, Agege. Or we're also on all social media. Please remember, human rights is your property. Women's rights are human rights. The boy child is not superior to the girl child. Treat them equally. Until next week, I want to wish you a wonderful day. God bless you.
But thank God, our moderator has said to us, maybe I can cope with him. Thank you.